Welcome back, folks. My name is LastKnownMeal, and today we're going to be talking about ELEX 2. So we finally have some proper gameplay. It was released a few days ago, showing us some combat gameplay, showing us, some environments, some talking, some questing, etc, etc. So we're going to be going through all of that, we're going to be covering that, and without further wasting your time, let's get into it. Also, I did take a short vacation of 2 weeks, now I'm back, and I'm so hyped to make more videos, so yeah, let's get into it. So a few days ago, we finally have some gameplay being released for ELEX 2. Now honestly, Piranha Bytes was never really hiding any gameplay ever. Whenever they actually release a game, they always show a bunch of gameplay of people playing it, etc, etc before it's out. So at least on that side, I'm really happy that Piranha Bytes is really showing the game as is. So you can kind of decide if you want to play it or not. Now, some of the first things I was able to see is that they're using the same engine for this game, but there has been some improvements. Not too many. Like, when you look at the gameplay video from ELEX 2, it looks very similar to ELEX 1 when it comes to like graphical fidelity, which is something I was expecting actually from Piranha Bytes, because keep in mind, they're not a huge studio. I believe they have about 40 employees working there, so obviously some of their games are not gonna have that AAA polish. And every single time when we had a Piranha Bytes game, some of the things were janky. If you remember ELEX 1, some of the things were janky, like walking animations, using jetpack, fighting, etc, etc. Now, in ELEX 2, those things have been put to a different level. For example, first things is the jetpack. Jetpack has been updated here, and we can, see that Jax is able to now fly across the map with it, which I definitely applaud, because ELEX 1, when it comes to jetpack, it was okay, but jetpack was really underutilized in most cases, and whenever I actually wanted to use it, it would just drain too fast, and it wasn't really an enjoyable experience. Now in ELEX 2, they took it to a different level. You can fly, you can do this, you can do that, and there is going to be air combat, which is something we didn't have in ELEX 1, and that's something that I'm really looking forward to in ELEX 2. Now, even there, we did see some jank in combat when, for example, Jax is swinging that stuff, but at least when it comes to the animation side, it has been improved a little bit from ELEX 1, so I do believe that yes, ELEX 2 is gonna be janky when it comes to combat. Like, that's something I got used to from Piranha Bytes, and it's not something which is going to completely surprise me, but at least there is more depth to combat itself. For example, we can see Jax here is basically attacking these flying things with his jetpack in the air, and also before that he was able to cast a spell, so there is going to be variety in that sense. Again, I do hope that when you're fighting in ELEX 2, there is going to be that, how would I say this, it's gonna be impactful. You know what I say, like when, for example, you hit an enemy, you have a really good feedback from it, a good response, that good crunch. So I hope at least from that side that's gonna be there. When it comes to other parts of the combat, like for example on the ground, as I said, it looks, very similar to ELEX 1 in that sense. Also, when it comes to the environmental design, it's something we got used to from Piranha Bytes. Environmental design, it was always good. Now, it doesn't mean that they're gonna have the biggest graphical fidelity, as I said, but at least from like the design standpoint and just exploration standpoint, Piranha Bytes games were always strong, because there is always going to be something you are going to find. Now, one of the things I do hope for ELEX 2, it's also that boss fights are a little bit better in a sense. Now, ELEX 1 boss fights were okay in my opinion, but there wasn't that much, grandiosity in those fights, so, it wasn't really anything special on that side. So I do hope that bosses here in ELEX 2 are gonna be a lot more deadlier, they're gonna have a lot more attacks, etc, etc, just so they can make it more interesting in that sense. Everything else pretty much, when it comes to music, when it comes to overall look of the game, when it comes to Jax, how he looks, is pretty much the same from ELEX 1. Now also, the gameplay I'm looking at has like some frame rate issues. I'm not sure if those frame rate issues come from the encoding of the video itself, or do they come from the video game. We're still, you know, a couple of months away, we're still away from ELEX 2 being released, because ELEX 2 is releasing, I think, by the end of the year. So on that side, like, they still have time to really polish the game. But I do hope that the initial response, so initial release, is gonna be smooth and things are gonna be running, you know, nicely. But at the same time, here, like, they're using the same engine, so ELEX 1, when it comes to at least that, personally, I didn't have issues when it came to frame rates. But also, we're gonna have kids in the games. This is actually, I think, I'm not sure if this is the first time that Piranha Bytes is actually including children in the game, but I think they are including children in the game for the first time. But yeah, like, obviously, as Jax, now we have to also worry about our son. So yeah, that's pretty much what I was able to gather from this gameplay. There was really some cool weapons there, cool armor pieces. Again, everything is gonna be revolving around factions, and I do wonder, like, how are they going to handle Jax when it comes to the beginning of the game. Now, his son does mention here to Jax something, and then Jax says, like, I've been unconscious. So it does seem that they're gonna pull off a good old Piranha Bytes, which means that your character is gonna be unconscious, and he's gonna wake up, and he's not gonna remember that much, at least when it comes to abilities, when it comes to combat, because that's how they handled things in Gothic 2, for example. So I do hope that ELEX 2 is gonna be what Gothic 2 was for Gothic 1, meaning that it's gonna be an improved game, but maintaining the aspect that we came to love from Piranha Bytes. But obviously, I am expecting jank. There is gonna be jank, and I'm still gonna be playing this game because, of course, it's Piranha Bytes, and at least on other fronts, they're gonna be okay. So yeah, these are my opinions about it. I will be covering a lot more. I will be going into lore later on as we're getting closer to release. I know there's a lot of people who are interested in the lore, and I do think that Piranha Bytes did a really nice job with world building here, especially now in ELEX 2 when things are about to, you know, expand even more. So yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Next video is coming out tomorrow. Again, thank you so much for your patience. I wasn't here for 2 weeks. I just took a vacation so I can chill out a little bit. I was like making videos for the past 2 years non-stop, and, you know, being locked into the house and all of that. So I just need to go out and chill a bit. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully all of you are having a nice summer. If you're down under, winter as well. So yeah, stay classy everyone. Don't forget to check us out on Twitter and Discord, and also, as always, don't forget to visit us on Patreon if you want to become a member of the channel today. Click the link down below, and huge thanks to my current Patreon supporters. This is LKM signing out again, and stay classy everyone. Bye bye.